We love hip hop.
Yeah.
It's all over our news.
JT went to pay the man a visit.
Yeah, he flew out, bro. Justin Trudeau, they're showing footage of him. I feel like they probably punked him at the table. But the tariff things, do you guys know what that is? Because I had 24/7 Hustle or Hustle Over Everything in the other day, and he actually explained it. What the tariff things is. I'll play a little bit.
They're going to be adding tariffs to all of our products to try and incentivize people to make whatever in the U.S.
Yeah,
so,
and break down the tariff things to me, because I hear them talking, Trump, we're going to add more tariffs. And I'm like, good, bad, I don't know. I'm dumb. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so I actually went to school for this. So hopefully I can explain it to you in a good manner and see if my degree was worth the money. So basically, let's say a pair of shoes, right? A pair of sneakers cost like $100.
Okay.
Right? And they come from China, right? You want to sell it for $150, right? But now there's a tariff on it for 10%.
Okay.
So the tariff is the business owner that pays for it. So if you want to get those pair of shoes from China for $100, the cost now goes up to $110.
Right.
So now you're like, all right, where can I get that $10 back? Because at scale with a ton of shoes, that's going to add up.
It's a lot of $10.
It's a lot of $10, you know? So you're like, all right, maybe I make my shoes in America to get that $100 continuously.
Right.
You know?
And not have to pay the extra 10.
Extra 10, exactly. Right. But now here's the thing though. Here's what no one's going to be telling you, right? Is that to make those shoes in America, you have to get the materials for that shoe. Get what I'm saying? And here's the thing too, even if it's made in America, even if it says made in America on it,
right?
The law says it has to be at least 60%. So 40% can be from other places. You know what I'm saying? So you can get that the laces imported from China,
right?
The bottom imported from Singapore, and you still have to pay for those to be imported, bro.
You still have to pay tariffs.
So you have to pay tariffs on.
So that's like a short explanation of tariffs, right? Just like extra taxes and different things that are tariffs that they're putting on products. What's our main product that they're saying that we export to the States?
Isn't it wood?
There's wood, and I think it might be
gas, like oil.
Let me see.
I thought it was like car parts, like something.
I know there was something
like
with the cars
steel
too.
or something. I don't know.
Oil, it could be steel.
They got their own. What?
Let's see. Canada's main export
to America.
To US. Let's see here. So
crude oil.
Crude oil.
Told you.
Right?
Told you.
So now, and part of the reason they're saying even with the why Trump wants to add tariffs is because he's saying something about we're letting in a lot of drugs and a bunch of stuff that are coming from our country, right? So because of that, he's adding tariffs adding extra tariffs to us over here in Canada.
It's almost like to cover the legal costs of rocking with us.
Yes. What are we sending over there? Bear weed, probably.
Yeah.
Weed is expensive in the States.
Yeah.
They don't got better weed than us.
Not really. Maybe California is our only competition as far as like the weed game.
They have a lot of good sativa.
Yeah, but like other than that, like no, I don't even think it's an offense. I think people know, like, Canada got it, bro. Like, it's legal in the whole country for a reason.
Isn't a Digo like 20 US there?
It depends on what where you're at.
But like average?
Like
New York?
It depends on, in New York, it also depends on levels, right? And this is from the last time I've been there, which is maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But I already was getting my back kicked in over there in New York. Holy shit, bro. If you want to get some piff, which we just smoke on a regular, a quarter was like $1.20 at the time. And this is like 2009.
And that's American.
What was it, sour
American.
Diesel? And was it sour diesel?
It was, I
New
don't
York,
know.
Sprite sour diesel.
It was probably some diesel, but they said it was sour diesel, but it was a complete other strain, but they just called it diesel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in Miami, same shit. I paid $2.90 for an O.
Holy.
It was some fire, but the swag I can get for like a half O for like $60.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Here too, but like here for $60 you can get something pretty good, bro. You know what I'm saying? In America, no. So one of our main exports of illegally, I guess some in some cases legally, is probably weed.
Yeah, marijuana.
And you know what's sad? Because imagine Trudeau said this and was like, well, you guys were getting guns from your country. Let me put tariffs on you. It's like we don't have that much power to kind of like leverage that, I feel.
And part of the shit that we're reason that people are getting so much guns is because of the drugs, bro. That's the trade. You think everybody's going to the States and saying, yo, here's a stack of money for all of them guns? They're like, yo, here's 30 pounds of weed. Give me all of those guns.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I hear a lot of it happens through this like these areas around native reserves near the borders.
Okay.
This guy's I said too much.
Close to the sun.
But like I heard because there's some areas in that region that aren't really monitored by border patrol,
and it's their land.
And it's their land. But what are you using your land for? To import and export? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, like if we're gonna say like, do you know where like the Six Nations is? Where it starts from? No, look it up. Look it up where Six Nations starts from and where it leads to.
Does he sound like he knows so much about this? And like the fact that I mentioned it's like,
no, really.
No, they're probably at a lot of points on the borderline of Canada and the United States.
Where it's like free land. It's
Six Nations rolls into like Rochester, Maine, all those places, right?
Oh, so by the Great Lakes type?
It starts in like, let's say, St. Catharines, London.
You
know what I'm saying? So now, if you started from London and just walk through, that's where you're from.
Yeah,
it's your land. Six Nations leads you into like New York, dog.
And they do have police, but obviously those police, like the native police force.
No, they have peacekeepers.
Yeah,
they don't actually have police because I've been on a native reserve back in the days.
Yeah,
this is like late 90s.
Yeah,
no, sorry, early 90s. My bad.
Yeah,
and I was out there shooting guns.
Yeah,
I can see the peacekeeper car in the distance, like with the siren thing on top. They didn't care. No, they weren't going to start driving towards us because we were popping off the guns. We were in a what do you call it? Like a garbage dump, shooting TVs, just whatever we want, bro. Yeah, it was like you could do whatever you want on the reserve, bro.
Yeah,
nobody's telling you nothing, fam. And I'm in Canada, busting
Canada
off the
side
in Quebec. Yeah. Busting off the thing, bro. Nobody cared, bro. I can see them over there. Mans were like, nah, just keep going. I actually hit the bridge of my nose with the scope. I was learning how to shoot.
So that's why I want to see what it looks like from those areas. Like, or does it lead from there? Do you have Six Nations in Quebec in those places? Does it lead all the way up to there?
There's all over Quebec. And then there's probably a little border, if you look at the map, between Quebec and... Remember, it's quicker to get to Montreal from Montreal to New York than from Toronto to New York.
Yeah.
I can get to New York from Montreal in like 5 hours if I drive fast.
Easy.
So imagine if I go a little bit further in Quebec, there's probably like a border point right there. There's probably a border, and then you go into the reserve, and then there's the land.
But if both governments know this is where all this stuff is happening,
whoa.
Then why don't they do anything about it?
No. Good question.
Come on, bro. If we
can figure it out, come on, bro. We're not super geniuses, bro.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them. Well, come on. Like, think about it like this: when you see some of these last names in the government and they're sounding French, right? French and the natives have their relation.
Yeah, French Canadian.
Yeah, a lot of
people have a lot of native in them.
Yes,
Métis,
and stuff like that. So. You have to see it in that sense, like, I'm not giving up my chief. Even if you're high up in those days, you know we grow tobacco over here. You know, like what it is, right? So it's like it's kind of like the same thing with the Black culture. It's their culture, right? So there's certain things they do it good too, right? Well, they've been ripped off. Right?
Yeah, because my argument is not against them, because I feel like a lot of it is because they're put in a circumstance where it's like unfair. You go there, the grocery prices are crazy, like all this stuff. So it's like because they have to get it in other ways.
They don't pay tax.
Yeah.
So that's their tariff.
Oh, like now
land.
Fruitopia's $10, like
on their own land, right? Like let's just say on their own land.
Yeah,
right?
But then like tobacco's super cheap. Like, bear mans go to the reserve to go get their
get their bogeys.
They're growing grabber right now. You know what I mean? They're growing grabber and things.
Yeah, but the whole point of the whole reserve talk that we're getting into, is because Trump he wants to raise the tariffs because of the amount of stuff that's getting into the U.S. But then on the reverse side, shouldn't Trudeau be mad because of the amount of guns that are coming here?
Trudeau.
It is a trade, but it's an open border on both sides.
Trump is an alpha male. Trudeau is a beta. So right there, he already knows what to do with that beta male. What you would do to this guy. He knows how to manipulate him to make him jump.
He jumped all the way to Mar-a-Lago.
He jumped because he's a beta. You get what I'm saying?
But I feel like even if Trudeau was an alpha, it's like you got to keep your country's best interest at heart, and like military protection from America, you need that. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine having that in your back pocket.
No,
like,
you see with Trudeau, he's not a great leader because he'll try and call Trump's bluff. And that's where we're gonna see where it lands now. He's trying, like he should already have walked in there and said, "Okay, what do you need us to do?" He's trying to manipulate more of the situation for him to be like, "Yo, you got 6 days."
Yeah, and this is all on the heels of him giving us a tax cut that's supposed to be coming up in December.
Yeah,
we're in December now. People watching, who are watching this now, but like we're supposed to be getting like a $250 tax cut.
That ain't shit.
Or I don't know what the details of it is, but there's a lot of different products that they're supposed to be taking the taxes off of.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
Canadians. Yeah.
So now, if he's trying to give us that, but then Trump gets in office January 1st and says tariffs on everything, are they going to have to reverse that? Because the money's going to have to come from somewhere.
It's only for 2 months.
Who, the tariffs?
No, for our
tax break.
Yeah.
So
only for 2 months.
Okay, so then by the time the tariffs kick in, if they do, then we're screwed, bro.
But like, yo, what do we? Okay, we get a lot of stuff from the States.
It's going to come out of our pockets in some kind of way, bro. If Trump wants to add extra tariffs on Canadian exports or imports or whatever it is, it's going to cost us in the long run as the regular man.
No, what it's forcing Canadians also to do is to get him out of office. That's what Trump is making us do.
He's pushing their hand or pushing their hand.
Yeah, so that we can call an early election.
And then if somebody else goes in there, then what? Is he going to get rid of the tariffs because Polyev is in there or something?
Well, maybe if he had like a guy who he knows that no matter what, Pierre's sliding with me.
Yeah, he's for Canada.
Yeah,
he actually loves Canada.
Or it could be a friend of his.
I've never heard Trudeau say he loves Canada.
Don't say that.
I love this.
I'm not even going to even defend. I hate having to defend this guy.
No.
But when you say something that crazy,
no, it's not.
He's the prime minister. There has to be a record of him saying, "I love Canada."
No,
like, that's
he doesn't
crazy.
love Canada. He doesn't love Canada.
He might not love it, but there's a record of video of him saying, "I love Canada" somewhere in the world, bro. He's the prime minister.
What's that thing called that they studied here in Montreal?
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra.
Over at McGill University.
Right? He's part of that. That's what he's trying to do to us right now.
Yo, but I will say this around Trudeau, I do believe he does love Canada to an extent, maybe not displayed by his actions, because when there was a separatist movement in Quebec, he was on the other side to stay Canadian for Quebecers. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to.
That's just his MK Ultra move, dog.
I mean, that's such you can't just chalk it up to that. Like,
nah, dog, that's an MK Ultra move. That's a mind manipulation, dog.
He was like a teenager.
Look what he did for us, though.
And his dad was president.
No, he slapped us in the face. He slapped us in the face with legalizing marijuana and then turned around and did all this other heinous shit. Right? And then it's making you live like beyond your means, like blow and be happy and owning nothing.
I mean, you have some points, but like, do you think everything he does is MK Ultra then?
Yeah.
Okay,
just like what he did the other day. That's fair. Just like what he did going to the Swifties, the Swiftie concert, and still had on the bracelet the other day when he was in Ottawa or wherever.
So who's his handler if he's under MK Ultra?
Yo, one of the big dogs. The big dogs now.
It's hard to argue against these points because I'm like, it could be a big dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His lover. Why his wife left him. You get what I'm saying? Like, who knows, right?
We don't know. We're speculating.
I'm just
We're going too dope into it.
We might get
We're talking about taxes now. We're talking about
But that's the reason why we got these high taxes.
On some kind of shock therapy or some shit.
MK Ultra.
I think if he is on MK Ultra, it's probably Klaus Schwab, who's the leader of the World Economic Forum. That's my guess.
You have a problem. Better guess than me, bro.
Well, listen, man. I just hope whatever he's talking about in Mar-a-Lago works, and Trump is like, all right, fine. Well, I'll add some tariffs, but I'll lower them or whatever it is. Because the way that the world, like, I've just only seen that on CP24 for like the last few days from when Trump announced it. Everybody was like, oh my God, what are we going to do? And the man jumped in a jet, bro.
Yeah.
So it must be detrimental to our society.
He had to pull up on him. He's like, yo, I'm outside.
Like,
I'm on the plane right now.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, you're a beta. Look how I got you here.
He must be beating him up over there.
I drew him in. I knew if I did the tariffs, he'd come right in the ring right away.
You know,
no hesitation.
We're not seeing the off-camera thing with Trump backing this man up against the wall, slapping him.
I slapped him. I told him,
they
Justin.
call this in Toronto a defus. Boom, bop, boom.
I gave him a defus.
That's how they really negotiate.
Yeah.
They just go in a room and beat the shit out of each other.
Box on, make him know
He tucked his tail. The moment I put my card, he tucked his tail. He didn't know what to do.
But it was a great conversation.
Right? Right?
Oh,
But
Lord.
But listen, man.
But see, he's trying to call his bluff, though, because he ain't come to no resolution.
Well, we don't know yet. We're still waiting.
He's also not the acting president yet. We have to wait till November.
No, but he's
February.
January.
He's preemptively
January?
going there to make sure that when you do get in charge, we good, right? We're good. We're cool. When you get into the big seat, don't come down on me, fam.
Oh, he rolling.
You think Trudeau pulled up with
sliding on you?
You know when Canadians travel and they get those maple leaf cookies from like the duty free?
Oh,
they
for
pulled
sure.
up with
The
like some
cookies,
snacks, ketchup
the
chips.
syrup. Here's some ketchup chips, like
Tim
a
Hortons.
poutine,
Brought you
fresh.
Some Tim
very
Timbits.
Canadian snacks.
Yeah.
Right? Enjoy. You know what I mean? Let's be friends.
And Trump's like, sorry, I only eat McDonald's and drink Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I like it.
But salute to I don't even know who to salute in this one, man. Okay, I got one more for us.
We love hip hop.